Welcome back. Boy, did I get this one wrong. There's been a lot of talk about the 2011 Canucks and the relation to this year's Canucks, and getting destroyed in Boston's kind of what the 2011 Canucks did. So we had 7 games tonight in the National Hockey League, and we're going to start off with the matchup that for me was kind of disappointing, only because I like it when Vancouver and Boston, when it's close. I love it if it goes to overtime. This was not close. It's Demko versus Ullmark. The Canucks get an early power play, and that leads to a shorthanded goal. Vancouver's power play has been leaking shorthanded goals like crazy over the last couple of weeks. So it's Marchand versus Coyle at 32 seconds. He buries his own rebound on a turnover. Bruins then finish the kill. Pressed by Boston at 3 minutes. We get 2 minutes of 4-on-4. There's a near miss for Coyle. DeBrusk to Coyle. Near miss there as well. So we get a power play for Boston. That's killed off. Shots are 7-6 for the Bruins with 7 minutes left. The Vancouver Canucks go back to the power play, and it's another shorthanded goal. It's Heinen from Coyle at 15:37, and most importantly, the Bruins finish the kill, so it's 2-0 after 1. Second period, early jump for Boston, and they score. Geeky from Pastrnak and Zacha at 34 seconds. That one deflects in, and then on a rush, Zacha scores from Van Riemsdyk at 49 seconds. It's 4-0. And it really feels like Boston kind of took their foot off the gas at that point, although they did look for another. We get a power play for Vancouver. That's killed off. The Canucks get some zone time. They're not getting shots at this point. Boston did a really good job of preventing any kind of momentum for Vancouver from then going forward. The Canucks had 8 total shots 30 minutes into the game, and they only had 9 the rest of the way. We get 2 minutes of 4-on-4. Pasternak's denied on a rush. The Canucks score with a high stick, so that doesn't count. Bruins press, the Canucks block, they clear, but it's 4-0 Boston after 2. Third period. Bruins are pretty trappy, and there wasn't any room for the Vancouver Canucks once you got to the red line. Good luck. Canucks had the lone shot on net at 3 minutes. The Bruins are back to playing the way they played early in the season, which is bad news for the rest of the NHL. Apparently that loss against Calgary woke them up. So Zacha has a shot deflect out during a power play for Boston. That power play ends up being killed off. Canucks press with 9 minutes left. Hronek has a blast. That's held. Bruins press with 4.5 minutes left with 1:10 left. The Bruins have a power play. That allows them to run out the clock and get the shutout victory. So the Tony the Tiger Magnet up there for Linus Ullmark. Boston goes to 32-10-9 with the win. Vancouver 34-12-5 with the loss. Both teams are tied at the top of the NHL standings. They both have the same points and points percentage. There you go. Shots on net, 11-4 Boston in the first, 9 apiece in the second, 5-4 Boston in the third. Final shots, 25-17 Boston. Power plays, both teams 0 for 3. The hits, 26-25 for Vancouver. Demko saved 21 out of 25. Ullmark, perfect. 17 saves on 17 shots. One thing Boston didn't let Vancouver do, get traffic in front of the net. It's just a, nope, you're not getting in front of the net. It was pretty close to a perfect game for the Boston Bruins. All right, next up. Washington and Florida. Washington gave Florida all they could handle for a while in this. So it's Kemper versus Bobrovsky. Dowd fires one wide on a rush. We get a power play for Washington. That's killed off. Rodriguez can't bury one in close. The shots are 5-4 Washington, 6 minutes in. We then get a power play for the Panthers. That's killed off. Malenstein gets a penalty shot. That's saved, so doesn't end up opening the scoring there. Tkachuk has a near miss in close. The Panthers draw themselves a power play. That's killed off. And then the Capitals get a power play and they score on it. It's Ovechkin. So the goal scoring's picking up for Ovechkin. He scores from Sandin and McMichael at 16:38. I think that puts him 61 goals behind Gretzky. So he's got 11 goals now on the season. I mean, it's still there. It's still there, that record. And it was a one-timer from his spot. So that's good news, too, that it was an Ovechkin-looking goal. 21 seconds left. The Panthers go to the power play, so that rolls over into the second period with the Caps leading 1-0. The Panthers unable to capitalize on that power play. The kill is finished by Washington. Panthers press at 3 minutes. Eventually, they do score. Tkachuk scores from Forsling at 4:29, and then they look for the lead, and they do score, but it's challenged for offside, and it's offside, so that goal comes off the board. Pressed by the Panthers at 7.5 minutes. We get a power play for the Panthers. That's killed off. The shots are 8-2 for Florida with 9.5 minutes left. And at 14:03, Mantha, kind of against the flow of play, he gets one from Scarbosa and Protas. He tips it in front. It's bar down. All of a sudden, Washington with a 2-1 lead. Panthers press to respond with 2:40 left. Florida gets their 5th and what was their final power play of the game. And Reinhardt scores on it from Tkachuk and Verhaeghe at 17:32. He deflects it in. Reinhardt's pretty good on the power play. So that makes it 2-2 after 2. Third period, Panthers with some pressure early. There's a near miss for Tkachuk. The Capitals clear. Shots are 3-0 Florida, 4 minutes in. Florida really preventing any kind of pressure from the Capitals as well. Then Florida with pressure of their own at 9.5 minutes. Capitals block though. Stenlund with a near miss. Caps are really pinned down. Panthers controlling the game. Montour has a rush chance, that saved. There's another near miss for Stenlund, and then Lomberg scores from Tkachuk at 14:28 because you're just giving these guys too many chances. And that fourth line for Florida had plenty of chances, so it's nice to see Lomberg get a goal. We get a power play for the Capitals. Florida kills that off, allows one shot. The goalie pull happens with 1:20 left because it was a late power play. And Luostarinen hits the empty net from Tkachuk at 19 minutes and 6 seconds. So for Matthew Tkachuk, a goal and 3 assists tonight. He was in on every goal. Florida wins this one 4-2. They go to 32-15-4 with the win. Washington 22-20-7 with the loss. Shots on net 13 apiece in the first. 12-4 Florida in the second. 16-6 Florida in the third. Final shots 41-23 for the Panthers. Power plays, Washington 1 for 3, Florida 1 for 5. The hits 21-17 Florida. Kemper saved 37 out of 40. He was very good. Bobrovsky was pretty good himself. 21 saves on 23 shots at the other end. So, yep, there you go. All right, next up, Calgary and New Jersey. So the Flames are on quite a run right now coming out of the All-Star break. And it's been impressive to watch. This one was just as impressive, I think, as the Boston game. So it's Markstrom versus Vanacek, and there's been all this discussion about whether or not Markstrom might get traded. They're still in the hunt for the playoffs, so I don't know what this does with them winning a couple of games here. Luke Hughes has a shot that's blocked. Coleman has a 3-on-1 chance that saved. The Flames press at 4 minutes. Jack Hughes with a near miss as the Devils get some pressure. The shots on net are 5-1 New Jersey at 6.5 minutes. The Flames press are kept to the outside. The Devils with some pressure at 9.5 minutes. Weegar prevents a goal by the Devils, and then Palat gets a goal for the Devils. He scores from Bratt and Hischier at 15:39. Devils then look for another, so they have some momentum until Backlund scores to tie it from Mangiapane and Coleman at 18 minutes and 10 seconds. And then with 1:16 left, the Flames get a power play. So it's tied 1-1 after 1. We go into the second period where the Devils finish the kill. Flames press at 2 minutes, and eventually we get a goal here. The puck kind of goes through Vanacek. Vanacek, I think, thought he had it, but it lands behind him, and Zary just puts it into the net. Kadri and Pospisil with the assists at 3:53. We then get a power play for the Devils. That's killed off. Shots are 4-3 for the Devils at 7 minutes. The Devils press are kept to the outside. There's a near miss for Huberdeau and some really heavy pressure by the Flames as well at that point. And then Kuzmenko gets denied from the slot. So after 2 periods of play, Calgary playing a very good road game and up 2-1. Third period, Kuzmenko has a rush chance that's defended. Coleman has a net drive that's blocked. There's a glove save of Mangiapane. The Flames press, and Rooney bats one in. He scores from Hanifin and Tanev at 2:55. We then get a 4-minute power play for Calgary. This is a chance for them to put the game away, but Hischier scores shorthanded on a break. Bratt with the assist at 4:02, and then the Devils finish the kill. So is it a momentum swing? Well, the shots are 5-1 for the Flames at 7.5 minutes. So the Devils just had the one shot, and it went in. And then at 9:56, Kuzmenko gets an insurance goal. He scores from Hanifin. Really glad to see Kuzmenko fitting in with the Flames. Honestly, yeah, I'm a Canuck fan, yada, yada, yada. I still want to see Kuzmenko do well. It's nice to see him getting goals in Calgary. Palat would answer with his second goal of the game. He scores that one from Miller and Bratt at 13:46. The Devils then press. They draw a power play. That power play is killed off. They would pull the goalie, looking to get closer, and Mangiapane hits the empty net at 18:25 to make your final score 5-3 for the Flames. They go to 24-22-5 with the win. With the loss, New Jersey 25-21-3. The best way to convince Craig Conroy not to trade, guys, is win games, and that's what Calgary's doing. Shots on net favored New Jersey the whole way, 12-10 in the first, 11-10 in the second, 17-10 in the third. Final shots 40-30 for the Devils. Power plays 0-3 for Calgary, 0-2 for New Jersey. Hits 14-9 for New Jersey. Markstrom saves 37 out of 40. Vanacek saved 25 out of 29 at the other end. All right, next up. Last one on this board's Winnipeg and Philly. Winnipeg is in free fall on my power rankings board over there. Philadelphia, on the other hand, having a pretty good run right now. So it's Brossoit versus Harrison. The Flyers had the lone shot at 3 minutes, and on their second shot, they score. It's Forrester from Paling and Cates at 3:37. Why does every announced team think the Flyers are selling and they're falling out of the race and then they look at the scores and go, oh hey, they won tonight. Now, if you watch the game that happened in, and you're watching this part of the review, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's one of those things that drives me nuts when a team's in a playoff spot and people are like, I think they're going to sell. Really? So, Flyers press at 5.5 minutes. We then had a fight between Pionk and Konechny, which seemed to be kind of out of nowhere. But Konechny doing the easiest part of a Gordie Howe hat trick early. So we get a power play for the Flyers. That's killed off because their power play sucks. Shots are 5-2 for the Flyers at 8.5 minutes. I think I can say that because Flyers fans know the power play sucks. I'm not telling tales out of school. Flyers go back to the power play, but, right, it sucks, so it doesn't score. And then Konechny deflects one in after a face-off win by Philly. Farabee and Walker with the assists at 14:03. And then another goal is scored before the period's out. It's Frost from Tippett and Konechny at 18:06. So Konechny has the fight, then he has the goal, and then he has the assist. He has a Gordie Howe hat trick in the first period of the game. So Morrissey's denied. We get some pushing. It's 3-0 Philadelphia after 1. Second period. Early jump for Winnipeg. They end up getting a power play. Here's your chance. And Poehling scores shorthanded at 2:29 because the Flyers, while their power play isn't any good, their shorthanded game is better. I don't understand Philadelphia at times. Why do they score shorthanded goals seemingly so easily and their power play just can't do it? So the Flyers then finish the kill. That's the most important part. Jets press at 8 minutes. Forster with a near miss on a rush. Appleton has a chance. It's held. There were multiple times tonight. You could see how frustrated the Jets were. I don't blame them. This is clearly a slump now. We're not just talking about a couple games against Toronto. This is a team that looks like they've just forgotten how to score goals. Appleton has a chance held. Then with 3:49 left, the Jets get a power play. Scheifele with a near miss. That power play is killed off. The Flyers then press in the final minute. So they're up 4-0 after 2. Third period. Morrissey misses one high from the slot, or wide from the slot. Ehlers then has a chance to deflects out. There's a delay game call, gives the Jets power play. It's killed off, so the Jets end up 0 for 3 in this game. Flyers press at 6.5 minutes. The Jets then get some pressure of their own at 8 minutes. Perfetti has a chance that's blocked and cleared. Shots are 4-3 for the Jets 9 minutes in. Power play for Philadelphia, that becomes 58 seconds of 5-on-3, but we know it sucks. So Cates gets denied in close, and that gets killed off because Philadelphia doesn't play well when they have extra guys on the ice. And then Connor ruins the shutout at 14:48 from Scheifele and Morrissey, and that makes your final score 4-1 for the Flyers. Flyers are now 27-19-6. They've won back-to-back games. They needed the All-Star break, clearly. Winnipeg 30-14-5 with the loss. They have to be concerned. Colorado and Dallas now are both ahead of them, and so they have to be concerned about teams beneath them as well. Shots on net, 13-4 Philly in the first. Not yet, obviously, but if they keep playing like this, there's that danger. The shots in the first were for Philly, and then second and third, Winnipeg outshoots them. 15-3 in the second, 10-5 in the third. Final shots are 29-21 for the Jets. Power plays, Winnipeg 0 for 3, Philadelphia 0 for 4. The hits, 23-21 Winnipeg. Brissois saves 17 out of 21. Ersson saves 28 out of 29 at the other end. And so, yeah, for Jets fans, this slump continues. It's now 5 games. Almost video worthy, isn't it? That being said, I need to change boards. All right, so another team that's slumping, and this is good news if you're a Jets fan, Colorado. Colorado tonight, a bit of a slump for them. In against Carolina, a team looking to bounce back after that loss against Vancouver. They bounced back nicely. So it's Georgiev versus Kochetkov, and Necas scores on the first shot. He scores from Shea and Stahl at 1:52. Then it's crossbar and out for Miles Wood before Necas scores again on their second shot. So no saves for Georgiev at this point. Burns and Teravainen with the assists at 6:25. We get a power play for the Avs. That becomes 1 minute and 35 seconds of 4-on-4. The Avs didn't really meet very many power plays tonight they couldn't pull themselves off of by taking a penalty. Byram has a shot that's blocked out. Everything's killed off. Makar has a shot kicked aside. The shots are 3-2 for the Avs with 7.5 minutes left. That's right, Carolina didn't have another shot to this point. Teravainen to Aho near miss, and then Necas on only the 4th shot of the game, and the 3rd by Necas, so he scored on his first 3 shots. Teravainen and Slavin with the assists at 16:51, so I'm guessing his shooting percentage really shot up tonight. 2:16 left, the Avs get a power play. That becomes 23 seconds of 4-on-4, and during that 4-on-4, they were busy. At 19:33, Parise gets his first as an Av from O'Connor and Gerard, and then at 19:40, 7 seconds later, Gerard scores from Cogliano. So we're in a 3-2 game for Carolina after the first period. Second period, everything ends up getting killed off out of that. The Canes press 2 minutes in. Burns to Fast gets blocked out. Delay a game gives the Avs a power play. There's a shorthanded chance for Aho. That gets blocked out of play. Power play's killed off. Good forechecking by the Avs, which leads to too many Canes on the ice. The Avs with the power play. Then we get 58 seconds of 4-on-4 because they take themselves off the power play again. Jarvis can't bury one in close, but then during the Canes power play, they score on a tic-tac-toe play. Bunting from Teravainen and Burns. So Teravainen with 3 helpers tonight. That's at 12:06. Suddenly it's 4-2 for Carolina. We get a post for McKinnon on a net drive. He is now in a slump. He's gone 2 games without a point. Delay a game gives Canes power play. That's killed off. The Avs press in the final minute. It's 4-2 after 2. Third period, early press by the Avs. We get a power play for Colorado. That's killed off. Power play then for the Canes. That one's killed off too. The shots are 10-6 Carolina with 8.5 minutes left. The Avs go back to the power play. Carolina kills it. Goalie pull happens with 3 minutes left. And at 19:06, Jarvis is awarded a goal. Basically, he was going to backhand it into the empty net. He gets harassed on the way there. So the referee awards a goal to Jarvis, and that makes your final score 5-2. Carolina goes to 29-16-5 with the win. With the loss, Colorado 32-16-4 on the season. Shots on net, 8-5 Colorado in the first, 10-9 Carolina in the second, 12-10 Carolina in the third. Final shots are 27 apiece. Power plays, Colorado 0-for-6, Carolina 1-for-5. The hits, 14-11 Carolina. Georgiev saves 22 out of 26. Kochetkov saved 16 out of 18. Ronta saved all 9 shots in relief of Kochetkov. So hopefully we're not going to see a goalie situation again in Carolina where a goalie's hurt and everything else. So at any rate, Carolina gets the win. Can worry about the goalie thing later. They've been doing that all year anyways, so why not keep that up? All right, next up. Tampa Bay and the Islanders. Tampa Bay's in trouble. So it's always so interesting to me coming out of the All-Star break which teams are sharp and which ones aren't. And the Islanders seem to be one of the sharp teams. Tampa Bay just doesn't look like they're in it. So Johansson versus Sorokin in this one. Early power play for the Islanders. That's killed off. Shots are 2-1 for the Islanders at 3.5 minutes. At 4:07, Dobson puts one in off Chernak's skate. So I mentioned Dobson this morning in the preview that he hadn't had a goal in a while, and there you go. Pajot with the assist on that. The Islanders are protecting the net well until 6:42 in. Kucherov, it's a screened point shot. Ends up being deflected top shelf. Radish and Point with the assist. So Nikita Kucherov on the board and puts himself a couple of points ahead of McKinnon in the scoring race. Power play for New York. That's killed off. Net feed to Cizikas, near miss. And then Barzal puts one posted in. Horvat with the assist at 14:07. The fans then call one. The referee doesn't. At 18:34, it doesn't end up mattering too much to Islander fans as they score again. Paul Murray with a one-timer on a pass from behind the net. Riley and Nelson with the assists. It's 3-1 for the Islanders. With 5 seconds left in the period, the Bolts go to the power play. So that rolls over to the second period. They need a goal, and they get it. It's Brandon Hagel scoring from Sorelli and Hedman at 1:14. He buries a rebound on a rush. That makes it a 1-goal game. Shots are 4-0 Tampa Bay at 4 minutes. Looks like they've got this figured out. But the Islanders draw a power play and they score on it. It's Pulick from Engvall at 7:10. And then Horvat, who I mentioned in the preview this morning as well. He's got his scoring game back. He scores from Barzal and Pellick at 8:18. Hagel then fires one wide on a rush as they need to get back in this. It's 5-2. And Cizikas just activated off LTIR. He gets a goal at 15:22. It's 6-2 for the Islanders after 2. Third period. Kucherov as a wrapper on this picked off. There were no shots on net 3 minutes in as it became an Islanders game. Hedman has a one-time of this block. The Islanders press at 4 minutes. Barzal has a chance. That's caught and held. We get a power play for the Isles. That's killed off. Shots are 4-1 Tampa with 9.5 minutes left. Pellick has a screenshot. That's held. Bolts draw a power play. There's a shorthanded rush by Pajot. He misses high. Power play's killed off. And late in the game, some nice Patrick Waugh chants from that Islanders crowd. Definitely appreciative of the team looking a lot better. After the coaching change, the Islanders now 22-17, and I've got 2 on the board. But I know that's supposed to be a 12. Let me just go ahead and update that. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. But with the loss, Tampa Bay drops to 27-20-5. And yeah, the marker I'm using there is much larger than the one I used for the rest of the record. Don't look too close. Shots on net, 14-3 for New York in the first, 7 apiece in the second, and then 9-3 Tampa in the third. Final shots, 24-19 for the Islanders. Power plays, Tampa Bay 1 for 2, the Islanders 1 for 4. The hits, 31-26 for the Islanders. Johansson saves 18 out of 24, Sorokin 17 out of 19. This is a result the Islanders really needed. Tampa Bay is one of those teams they're chasing, and so if Tampa Bay's losing, they're winning. Maybe they get that wild card spot from the Tampa Bay Lightning. All right, last game of the night we're going to talk about is the Coyotes at home against Vegas. So it's Hill versus Ingram, and 19 seconds in, Marchessault buries one on a rush. Barbashev and Raw with the assists, so Raw's point streak continues. Nick Raw all of a sudden is an offensive dynamo, because why not? Vegas looks for another, and they get it. 1:17 in, it kind of deflects in. It's a weird goal, but it counts. Haig from Brisson, as well as Carlson. So, is that Brisson's first NHL point, or Brisson's first NHL point, depending on whether you view his name as English or French? At any rate, it's 2-0 for Vegas, and the shots are 4-0 Vegas at 2.5 minutes. But Arizona scores on their first shot. It's Zucker from Valimaki and Michelli at 4:07. He tips that one in, makes it a 2-1 score. But Vegas answers pretty quickly thereafter. On a rush, on what was their 6th shot, Stevenson scores from Stone and Cotter at 6:17. So there's Paul Cotter on the board. Coyotes press with 8 minutes left. We get a power play for Vegas. William Karlsson scores, and they immediately they pull Ingram out. That was only the 7th shot Ingram had faced. But it on review shows that, yeah, no, it's no goal because it went in off Karlsson's arm. He deflected it in off his arm on purpose. So the intention means no goal. It stays 3-1. Coyotes then finish the kill, but yeah, they left Vejmelka in the net the rest of the way. Second period, early press by the Coyotes. Dermott prevents a goal from Mark Stone. The shots are 3 apiece at 5 minutes. Vegas presses. They're kept to the outside. Barbashev has a chance that's kicked aside. Keller has a net feed that's picked off. Cotter's denied on a 2-on-1. Hayden has a net feed that's picked off. Nice to see him back in the lineup tonight. We get a power play for Arizona. That's killed off. Vegas presses with 1.5 minutes left. Marchessault has a slot shot. That's held. Amadio goes for the buzzer beater. That's saved as well. So it stays 3-1 after 2. Vejmelka's keeping this close. Third period. A good early back and forth. Amadio to Carlson gets picked off. Valimaki has a one-timer that's held. Roy had a beautiful rush chance that's saved by Vejmelka, and then the puck goes the other way, and Keller scores on a breakaway to make it a 1-goal game. Schmaltz with the assist at 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Coyotes then press to tie it. In fact, the shots are 4-2 in their favor 6 minutes in. Cooley has a one-timer that's held. Then there's a near miss for Waugh on a turnover. And Vegas did a good job in that second half of the period of reestablishing themselves as the better team. They would get some pressure with 2.5 minutes left. Amadio's denied. Vejmelka holds. They get the goalie pull with 1 minute and 40 seconds left. But in the end, Vegas wins this one 3-2. They go to 31-15-6 with the win. Arizona 23-23-3 with the loss. Right under here, it says game number 800, because on the NHL schedule, this is game number 800. I have 512 regular season games left to watch. I'm actually kind of excited that we're into the 800s. Shots on net, 12-5 Vegas in the first, 14-11 Vegas in the second, 8-6 Vegas in the third. Really good road game for Vegas. They do outshoot Arizona 34-22. Power plays, both teams go 0-for-1 on the power play. The hits, 28-25 Arizona. Aiden Hill, 20 saves on 22 shots. Ingram saved 3 out of 6 before he gets the yank. Vejmelka saved all 28 shots in relief to, again, keep this one close, and he'll likely earn the next start. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always, regarding these games, the NHL. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you haven't hit those buttons as of yet. And hey, thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.